News for you now. Health Canada has just approved its first respiratory syncytial virus vaccine for seniors. The new vaccine is called RSV, and the manufacturer says that the shot is suitable for people 60 and over. Clinical trials showed the vaccine was 82% effective for RSV symptoms and 94% successful in preventing serious illness for seniors with a medical condition and RSV. Joining us now for more on this is Dr. Prabhat Jha, epidemiologist at the University of Toronto and St. Michael's Hospital. Dr. Jha, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Happy to be here.
So how significant is this that this RSV vaccine has finally been approved?
Well, I think it's going to be an important addition to the inevitable challenges we're going to face this fall and winter with both a confluence of flu, seasonal RSV, which tends to go from October to about March, and the concerns about another COVID wave that is already percolating. There's reports that people are testing positive for COVID at home. Paxlovid prescriptions have gone up. So there's some sense that we face not as smooth a fall as we might have. This RSV announcement is important because it provides another tool to counter elderly Canadians from getting sick. So the target of this vaccine is particularly elderly Canadians that have a pre-existing condition. And in those, this vaccine might be effective.
And doctor, when is this vaccine going to be available for seniors? Do we know that yet?
We don't know that yet. I imagine that the National Advisory Council on Immunizations and the provincial governments will try to recommend that this vaccine be given concurrently with the flu shot and with a booster doses for the eligible populations for SARS-CoV-2 or the COVID vaccines. That would make sense. And here the key target is the elderly, at least above 60 or older, with existing chronic conditions, like they have existing chronic lung disease. Those are the people that not just get infected by RSV, but they might get sickened and hospitalized. And the goal is to keep people out of hospital.
Do we know what risks this vaccine might carry or pose? Dr. Jha, do you hear me?
I can hear you. Sorry, we got cut off.
Okay, so doctor, if you could just describe what risks there might be associated with this vaccine, if there are any?
Very minimal. At least the preliminary evidence from the trials suggests that there's very minimal side effects. The usual, you might have a problem at the injection site. But as with all vaccines, almost all vaccines, this one is extremely safe, extremely effective, and in the right populations of elderly, it should be used.
And doctor, just finally here, what about a vaccine for young children? Because we know that another population that's typically vulnerable to RSV is young kids.
Well, the trial wasn't done in that population, and I think that'd be important to consider. But you have to remember that most colds and infections like RSV in young children lead to very little consequence, meaning they don't have much of a problem. There's, again, exceptions, for example, immunocompromised children. But the main goal here is to make sure that we don't have a peak in the winter that overwhelms our health system with elderly people with pneumonias flooding our hospitals. And that then displaces a lot of the other health services which are essential, including for children. So our goal remains keeping the elderly out of hospital.
Okay, Dr. Prabhat Jha, epidemiologist at the University of Toronto and St. Michael's Hospital. Thank you so much for your time today and for joining us on this.
You're welcome.